Hello, in this video I'm going to tell you all about my free landscape photography locations map and how you can get access to it. Before I tell you about the map, let me give you a little bit of history. When I created my website about 4.5 years ago, I decided that I was also going to write a blog, and I made a commitment to myself to write a new blog post every week. And I'm pleased to say that is a commitment I've managed to uphold. There are now nearly 250 blog posts on my website. That's a lot of content. With all that content on my website, I wanted a nice, easy way to visualize the places that I'd been. So I decided to create a custom map. And after I'd done it and I had a look at it, I thought, well, actually, this might be quite useful for a lot of other people. I mean, I often get asked questions, where do I go and shoot in Dartmoor, for example? And this would be a great way to allow people to navigate my website in a slightly different way to help inspire their landscape photography adventures. Okay, let me tell you more about this map. When you have a look at it, you'll see a whole bunch of pins, and each of those pins represents a blog post that I've written for that location. Now, this map isn't intended to be a locations guide. It doesn't have any sort of detailed information around parking, for example. You're still better off getting a dedicated locations guidebook for photographers for that kind of stuff. But what you will find is some blue pins and some red pins. The blue pins represent blog posts, so if you select one of those, click on the link, it'll take you straight to that blog post, and there you can see text that I've written and the pictures that I captured at that location. The red pins indicate that there's also a video, so if you select a red pin, it will take you to the blog post. You can see the pictures, but you can also watch one of the videos. Now, some locations I have photographed quite a lot, so you want to zoom in sometimes. For example, places like Dawlish Warren. Even I was surprised about how many times I'd actually been there, photographed it and written about it, so it's always well worth zooming in the map. Or you may have a question for it, like, which locations do I go and shoot on Dartmoor? Well, this way you can zoom into Dartmoor, you can see all the places that I've been, and you can click through the links and get some examples of what the photography looks like at that location. So how do you get access to this map? Well, it's really easy. All that I ask you to do is you sign up to my email newsletter. If you haven't done that already, I'll include a link for that in the video description below. And if you do that before the date that I've pinned in the comments below, once you've confirmed your subscription, you'll receive an automatic email with a URL to the map. Now, if you're already an email newsletter subscriber, thank you. You will be receiving a new newsletter very shortly, and that will contain the URL to the map as well. One last thing before I go, if you're interested in how to create your own custom Google map, I did do a video for this a few years ago. It might be a slightly older video, but the content in it is still relevant, so do check that out. I'll include a link for that in the video description below and at the end screen. But I do hope you take the time to subscribe to my newsletter and that you find the content in my map also useful. But until the next photography adventure, I'll see you then.